This is the Apple Pi, and if you're a pyromaniac, this is the ultimate toy going. Hi, I'm Gabriel. My family have been manufacturing, designing and selling stoves over 3 generations. This channel is devoted to all things stove and fire related. We make reviews, information videos and how-tos. Check them out and leave me a comment. And if you'd like to see more, please like and subscribe. They make one version of the stove, but it is very customizable. It's available on normal legs with a log store, an oven, and any mix of the two. You can also get just the doors painted, as you can see here, or the whole stove. There are different handle versions. They also make the shroud part, which is for fitting in outbuildings and places like this. It's 4 kilowatts. It has a multi-fuel grate, or you can remove that and just burn wood. Has an optional cooking tray in the actual stove, and obviously in the oven if you've got that. And it's made from cast iron. It also has the provision for direct air and a special rear outlet if you've got the oven. This stove seems to be designed for installations outside of building regulations, so not in your home. Places like vans, outbuildings like this, boats. This means you can install it basically however you want because there are no rules, but that can also be dangerous. For more information about this, there's another video that will talk about the pluses and minuses and issues with installations into these types of buildings. This one's a little bit different because it's a very short flue and a rear outlet, but let's see how we get on. When you've got a tricky stove to light, it's important to try and maximise the number of pieces that you get into the stove. The more pieces, the more surfaces to burn through. So just start smaller and build up. I'm leaving the stove just ajar, and I've actually cracked the door to the actual little outbuilding that we're in open too, because again that extra airflow will help. This stove's on a short flue, it's cast iron and the flue is insulated, so it's hard to check the temperature, but all told it's up to temperature in about 20 minutes. Well, this stove is 82% efficient, DEFRA approved and eco-design ready, so it's got all those boxes ticked, and you can see it runs clean. But it is a little stove and logs can fall against the glass, and that's what can let it down at times. But other than that, it runs beautifully clean. Well, this stove is very exciting. We picked this one because it's got all the toys other than the log store. So you've got the warming shelves, you've got the hot plate on the top, you've got the oven with a really nice matching handle with the base, and it all just feels nice and clunks together well. Even this handle doesn't seem to get too hot. We've had it running for hours and I can use my bare hand, but you do get a glove with it. And then you've got the main control all the way to the right for full power and all the way to the left to shut it down. It does a really good job, but probably most of the time you're going to nudge it back at least about a third, and then you'll get a nice clean and economic burn. We test fuel economy by getting a stove up to operating temperature and seeing how long it will maintain operating temperature on a single net of logs. Now, small logs burn quicker and it has a big effect on how long things burn. And this stove will only take small logs. But even so, it will burn for 8 to 12 hours very comfortably on a single net of logs. This isn't a stove for your home. It's a stove for your outbuilding, your caravan, your yurt. The oven doesn't have a proper temperature gauge. It's very little and hard to get fuel on. None of this really complies with building regs, all of this stuff. But that was never the point. This stove is designed to fit in the gaps where the world hasn't yet come up with a rule, where freedom exists. Sure, it's a toy rather than a tool, but let's face it, So is a converted van, the boat and the little outbuilding. For some, they're home, and they may want something more serious. But for me and perhaps you, I want this.